silly season news from the MXGP side of the world is getting interesting. Now, the other day, obviously, we had the news that the defending MXGP world champion, Romain Febvre, is leaving Kawasaki and going to Ducati for next year, well, for the next 2 years, which leaves one of the biggest factory seats open, and it might just be going to Guillem Farrés, who's having a pretty good run of things at the moment. I think he's had, the last 3 overalls in a row to take over the points lead in the MX2 category. This is a really good run for him, and if it's going to work out, it's going to be big, right? He's aging out of the MX2 class after this year. Now, I'm going to say that's an incredible rule. Pointing out, winning 2 titles, whatever you want to go, that's also fine. But aging out of the what should be the feeder class, right? This is the 250. You're either move up to the 450 side of things or move out. Let's be honest. I mean, we have way too many people over here in the AMA side of things, the American side of things, where you've got 30-year-olds racing the 250 class, which is, you're racing 18, 19-year-old kids, adults really, but people a decade younger than you. The age out rule is, I think, incredible. And it might just work out perfectly for him, right? With Sasha Kunin coming over here to the U.S., racing in Southwick, breaking his collarbone, which might just be the straw that broke the camel's back, to put it that way. The crash that broke the collarbone. Obviously, Farrés had 2 overalls before this. He was already shrinking that points gap, but this obviously helps. Last weekend at the Fox Hill race, he finished first, and Kunin finished 8th overall, which is a massive point swing. Let's not even lie about that. If you're Kunin, this is bad. As of the moment, Farrés is first with 563 points, and Sasha Kunin is second with 552. 11-point lead, not exactly gigantic, but still, it's Kunin coming off an injury. How well is he going to do this weekend? Farrés, who's had all of the momentum and looks good. I mean, if you're already winning overalls and chopping the points lead down before your number 1 competitor gets injured, and then you continue to just run well, this is great for him, right? And for Triumph and for the whole team, because if he wins the title here, it just looks good for everybody. Now, supposedly, he was thinking about staying over there or trying to race for Triumph in the MXGP class, but they're only running 1 MXGP rider next year, which will be Mikkel Harrop, who's been racing over here in the United States for the last couple years, helping to develop that bike. And obviously, Kawasaki has an open seat now. They have 1 MXGP ride for next year, 1 total, not 2. I think they're scaling back from 2 to 1, and this could be it, right? If you're taking, let's play the hypothetical game. If Farrés goes out and wins this title, this is going to be good for them. They'll be importing or intaking a young champion rider, right off from another team, right into the Kawasaki garage. How well it's going to work, who knows? Obviously, for them in the last 2 years, you've lost Prado over here, which was a pretty bad PR nightmare, right? Febvre, who's leaving to go join Ducati, and that one seems a little more cordial, a little more nice on the PR side of things, and we still don't know what's happening with Sexton, whether he's going to be there next year or not. If they lose 3 big-name riders in 2 years, this could be a little bit of a little Band-Aid on it. Hey, we just signed the MX2 champion. Now, again, that's all hypothetical. He still has to win. Like, Farrés still has to end up racing the rest of the year, not getting injured, not getting hurt, not crashing or losing points or, imploding or whatever it is. It still has to work out in the long run. With the next round coming up being the Czech Republic, followed by Lommel, Sweden, Netherlands, Turkey, China, and Australia. So there's still a good amount of rounds to go, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. That's a lot of points on the table With an 11-point lead, obviously things can change. One crash, one overall for Kunin again, and he gets the points probably back or pretty close, and then it's just going to be a, hopefully, let's knock on wood here, right? Hopefully, if you're watching the MX2 Championship, you want this. You want a close battle. You want, hopefully, Kunin to get healthy enough to make this title competitive. You don't want to win. I mean, obviously, Farrés could probably care less, right? If he wins this title because Kunin came over here, crashed, and got injured, he could care less. This is bonus money. This is, a boost to his career. It's only a positive for him, but from the outside of things, you'd hope that Sasha can heal enough to be competitive and they can start trading, first and seconds and overalls and whatever for the next few rounds and make this close. That'd be great, right? But it's going to be interesting, right? If this actually happens. Obviously, he's aging out of the MX2 class. He has to go somewhere, whether it is over to Kawasaki for the MXGP, or if he tries to come back over here and race somewhere in the United States for some team, who knows? I mean, Kawasaki has an open ride. If they can get a young championship level contender at this point, maybe a championship winner, that would be really good, especially if they can sign him now. Probably get it a little cheaper than if he wins that title and then you have to sign him afterwards. Or for him, he might wait to sign to say, hey, if I win, I'm going to get more money than if I don't. Obviously, that's who knows what, right? It's all hypotheticals until it actually continues. Obviously, he did race over here in the AMA for a while. Didn't have the best of luck, but at least this year, I think he's got 4 overall wins. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. He's had a pretty good year. All the momentum is on his side right now. For the team, for him, you got to be feeling pretty good. Your main competitor is coming off, 2 weeks off of an injury where he had surgery. I believe he had surgery to get a plate in it. Correct me if I'm wrong on that too. I know he had surgery. I don't know if he got the plate or not, but I would assume so. It's going to be great. I'm excited for this. And obviously, until pen is signed to paper and it's announced, it's all a rumor and for fun. But silly season is half the fun of this, right? Seeing where people are going to go, maybe going to go, who's being talked about, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? There's got to be something. Somebody's talking somewhere, but this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. You think it's going to happen? Is it a good move for him? Would you like to see him come back over here and race in, America? Whatever it is, comment down below. Tell me what you think. While you're down there, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Do all the fun things that this platform allows you to do because it does really help me out. I appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you later. Peace.